What's going on YouTube? ZAYKAGE here, bringing you guys a new reaction video. It is a death battle, Infamous versus Prototype. Now I will say, I have been a fan of these games for a long time. I played Infamous 1 and I played Infamous Second Son. I skipped Infamous 2. However, I played Prototype 1 and 2. Love the Prototype games so much. I played the fuck out of those games. Like, you know how at the end of the game, it's just like free roam. You can do whatever you want, do the side missions or just go around just beating people up and beating up all the monsters and stuff. When I was younger, I would spend hours and hours and hours playing that. Same thing in Infamous. Like, I literally just go around gliding on the train tracks, gliding on the rails, beating up villains, and I mostly played a hero for the most part when it came to Infamous, and then I tried the villain part too. The villain had cooler abilities, but I was more rocking with the hero side. I like not having rocks thrown at me every single time I was walking down the street. However, today they have brought them together to fight, and I am excited. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know who's gonna win this. If I were to put my, because I haven't played Infamous 2, and I think that was the last game that dude Cole was in, so I really don't know how much stronger he got in the second game, and also, I don't even know how that game ends, to be honest. But if I were a betting man, I'm gonna bet on Alex Mercer, just cause, bro, that's Alex Mercer. He's that guy. He's that guy. Even though he got clapped in the second game, he's that guy. We're gonna go ahead and dive into it.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by HelloFresh
and Shady Rays. Cole MacGrath, the patron saint of Infamous.
Alex Mercer, the Blacklight Virus prototype from Prototype. That's right, champions. You voted for it, so we're finally doing it. Long after these characters were ever relevant. Oh, hey, look what I found in the trash. An old script we wrote for this very matchup way back in 2013.
Wait, we haven't emptied our trash in 10 years?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Bro, this is so hard,
With great power comes great responsibility.
This is such a hard match to decide who's gonna win
had to learn
beforehand.
that lesson.
And it's probably hard because I didn't play
MacGrath
Infamous
was
2.
just your average delivery boy in Empire City until one day he opened a package that exploded in his face.
This was the Ray Sphere, a device that, upon erupting, destroyed much of the city and tore through Cole at the atomic level.
Killing him instantly. Nah, actually, he scooped up some superpowers. Cool, zippity-zappity superpowers. Pew.
More specifically, Cole became a conduit, one of many beings who were granted supernatural abilities from the Ray Sphere explosion.
Which also turned Empire City into a godforsaken hellscape. This world needed a hero, or at least an anti-hero willing to clean up the mess he sorta technically made.
Cole put his powers to the test, battling rogue superpowered conduits, including the mastermind behind the blast, Kessler.
Let's be real, none of Cole's powers are as sick nasty as his parkour skills, but his ability to manipulate
parkour was mad
electricity
fun.
is pretty sweet too.
Cole controls electromagnetic energy. Not only can he generate a smorgasbord of powerful lightning attacks,
They made a
he can
live
also
action?
manipulate thermal, kinetic, and gravitational energies.
I did not know that.
Electromagnetism is pretty broad after all. This includes his radar pulse, which detects the bioelectricity inside organisms even if they're hidden or transformed.
And for good measure, he got to add some ice powers to his kit. He can throw ice grenades, shoot ice spikes, and let out some epic ice farts.
Okay, this is Infamous 2.
He can levitate like Electric Iron Man, grind on rails like Shadow the Hedgehog, read your mind like
that stuff
Goku's
was so
Muffin
fun.
Bun, charge up with extra karmic energy, also like Shadow the Hedgehog, and generate force fields like...
Shadow the Hedgehog.
But these aren't just force fields. They literally convert any matter they touch into energy that Cole absorbs. That's insane.
How's that?
Are you familiar with a little equation called E equals mc squared?
No.
Oh, well, it defines the mathematical relationship between matter and energy. Essentially, how much energy any given mass contains.
Okay, the largest mass...
I ain't gonna lie, I always love the little science, the little science stuff that they do. It's just cool. Like, I don't know, it's like a cool little fun fact I got for later that I'm gonna never use for anybody because no one gives a fuck.
Object Cole absorbs is a 343-gram helicopter chain gun round.
Perfectly converting matter to energy is technically impossible, but hey, this is a video game. The mass contained in that bullet, when multiplied by the speed of light squared, would release an energy equivalent to over 7 megatons of TNT. This means Cole's energy output is basically fueled by a nuclear reactor.
Oh, so he's like a living
accurate.
super bomb, always ready to go off. Sounds like my first ex-wife.
Should he somehow run low on energy, he can drain it from nearby appliances to recharge. He's even learned to drain the bioelectricity from people, like this. Yikes.
Cole can focus his electricity through his amp,
That
a
is kinda
giant
scary.
tuning fork which lets him ring around the Rosie to death. Or he can just make lightsabers out of his hands. That's cool too. And because he follows Pokemon rules, Cole's extra resistant to electric attacks.
With these powers, Cole chewed through Kessler's forces, including Sasha, whose black tar powers could infect and control minds.
And he eventually faced down that son of a bitch himself and pwned his ass, despite Kessler having his exact same powers. Coincidence?
Turns out the architect of Cole's misery was himself from an alternate future timeline, manipulating events from the shadows to ensure this version of Cole became a better hero than Kessler ever was.
Yeah, you see, Cole's superpowers are molded through his actions, increasing in power and utility based on how good or evil he acts. Naturally, as a good person, Cole shaped his powers to be more focused to target the bad guys. That's pussy shit! Evil Cole is way more awesome sus! He blows everything up! Collateral damage? Who cares? He can control fire!
If you go evil, you can control
Well,
fire.
That just happened! Oh, who
Bruh,
wrote this shit?
Did I miss
The
out
point
not playing
is,
Infamous 2?
Kessler's whole plan was meant to prevent the apocalypse, which would appear in the form of the Beast, a conduit of unimaginable power.
Cole is strong enough to create massive thunderstorms, fast enough to route electricity moving at 90% the speed of light, and maybe thanks to Kessler, tough enough to take on the Beast.
Which possessed the power of the Ray Sphere itself. It could regenerate at an atomic level and eradicate all of Empire City in a single attack. Fortunately, after a grueling battle, Cole defeated the Beast once and for all.
Though ultimately, it wasn't Cole's power that made him a hero.
In order to stop a plague created by the Ray Sphere, Cole sacrificed his life, eradicating the conduit genes
I
and
thought he
saving
died at the
all
end of
of
Infamous 2.
humanity.
Sure, he also killed thousands of conduits in the process, but hey, what's a few corpses when building a better tomorrow? This trolley stops for no one.
Cole was remembered as
Wait,
a
does
saint
he
by
die
the people
on
of
the
Human
good
Ray,
and
as a
evil
hero
ending?
by the
No
friends
matter
he
what?
left behind, and an inspiration to future generations. A true testament to the responsibility of power.
Cole was cool. I like Cole.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is
We ain't worried
America's
about this. We
#1
skipping
meal
that shit.
kit. We're certainly busy over here at the Death Battle Lab. With great power comes great
HelloFresh.
responsibility, but
They
not
sponsor me.
everybody's got an Uncle Ben to
We-
tell him that.
Alex Mercer woke up in hell. Manhattan Island was gripped by the horrific Black Light virus, transforming its citizens into terrifying monsters.
Alex had no memories. He was a man without a past, and maybe no future. But he did have one thing.
The Black Light virus can rewrite your cells all the way down to your DNA, and somehow it granted Alex incredible superhuman abilities. He can infect anyone he touches with this virus, altering their biology at the molecular level in seconds, and giving him complete control over their actions.
So Alex pushed on, desperate to avenge himself and the city by finding whatever monster unleashed this nightmare and eat them. Yeah, he can consume people to give himself a power boost. He's like Kirby if
Bro, I
Kirby listened
love
to Linkin Park.
like sneak consuming
This
people.
extra biomass
That was
gives
so
him
fun.
superhuman strength, a greater metabolic rate, increased reaction times, and even a regenerative healing factor. Essentially, Alex is an ever-evolving super being, the ultimate being.
Oh, like Shadow the Hedgehog.
By consuming victims, Alex also receives all their memories and experiences, including Peter Randall, a 69-year-old man whose entire history Alex processed in just 11 seconds. Being able to condense that much information into that time frame means Alex can perceive events happening within 5 nanoseconds.
Which is about how long I was married to my second ex-wife.
Alex can shapeshift his body at will, creating disguises, increasing his muscle mass, and forming nearly unbreakable armor. And when he wants to kill someone, he can become his own weapon, turning his limbs into claws and blades, or generating countless tendrils that give him unmatched control over his environment.
With these goopy powers, he came up with a bunch of Street Fighter moves, like the air dash, the cannonball, the bullet dive drop, and the hunter dirt
Oh, I
nap.
missed this
Pretty
game.
sure that was my third ex-wife's boyfriend's stripper
You know
name.
what? See, I literally have the PS4 version of Prototype 1 and 2. That is how much I fuck with this game. This game was so good. I might have to do a playthrough of this too. I'm gonna be honest. This game was fire.
And after consuming enough people, Alex reaches critical mass and can unleash his evil slop in powerful ultimate attacks.
Like the Tendril Barrage Devastator. Oh, it's beautiful.
Despite being seen as the world's most wanted terrorist, fair, Alex used his powers to stop the spread of the virus and end the city's nuclear devastation.
It was then he learned the truth. He wasn't Alex Mercer at all.
He was the Blacklight virus itself, which absorbed the memories and likeness of the real Alex Mercer, who was not only dead, but actually responsible for all of this in the first place. To decipher this, I recreated the Blacklight virus myself, the most dangerous...
Yes, I didn't know
Is
that.
it empty?
I must not have paid enough attention.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
So the man Alex was
That
hunting
explains
the whole time
why he was a villain in
was
number 2.
himself. Dun dun dun.
That's right, Boomstick. Turns out Dr. Alex Mercer helped create the Blacklight virus, and when things didn't work out and he was about to die, he recklessly unleashed it upon the city.
What a petty SOB. What he didn't know was that the virus would merge with his sentience and memories and become a new Alex. How? Why? Don't question it, it's a nothing burger.
But is this mass of viral material that calls itself Alex actually human in any meaningful way?
The poor bastard sure tried to be. Too bad humans can be dicks, and everyone kept betraying him. Even the so-called love of his life, who shot him in the face. Whoa! So, Alex figured, obviously, humanity had to go.
Not just go, but be made better. Whatever goodness remaining with this Alex was left behind as he plotted to unleash a second Blacklight virus, recreating humanity into a super species in his own image. Great power became great terror.
Classic anime RPG villain stuff. And he was strong enough to do it. Alex can casually tear buildings apart, dodge supersonic tank shells, and even defeated the Supreme Hunter, who was tough enough to survive a nuclear blast that would have leveled Manhattan.
Based on the blast radius given in-game, that's 450 kilotons of TNT.
Speaking of nukes, Alex survived one. His healing factor is off the chain. And after being blasted into paste, all he needed was the tiniest bit of himself to come back good as new.
His healing occurs at the cellular level, making him virtually impossible to kill so long as he keeps consuming.
But attempting to take over the world and kill millions of people pissed off a certain James Heller, a dude who had just had enough of his fucking weird,
James Heller
fucking
was
rambling
him.
shit.
Who used the same virus powers to consume Alex once and for all.
Live by the Kirby symbiote, die by the Kirby symbiote. But was Alex just a virus after all? I mean, what's more human than the urge to conquer the world, drive its species to the slaughter, consume its raw genetic resources, and crown yourself king? Maybe the day Alex Mercer died was the day he truly became human.
Wow, that was intense.
Fuck yeah, it was.
That made no sense.
This episode is sponsored by Shady Rays.
Son giving you
How did
trouble
he
this
become
season?
human if he
Take
decided
it
to
on
slaughter
with gear built to
absolutely
last.
everybody?
Shady Rays.
they're not
premium
sponsoring me.
polarized-
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle.
Okay, wait. So after all the information they have provided, right? I'm still going to go with Alex Mercer. I think he is stronger still. Big reason of that is because of how they described his healing factor. Like, unless he is completely wiped off, then he's just, he can come back no matter what. He just got to consume something. And it also depends on the setting they have, the setting they put them in. But I'm still full sending Alex Mercer.
Battle!
Dang. Oh, they gave this fight good quality.
I think I've still got room for dessert. Buddy, you are one sick freak.
Bro, this animation is fire.
of it.
Bro, the way this fight's going, it seems like they finna make Cole win. Like, he's kind of just handling everything Alex is throwing at him. Get that ability! That's pretty fire though.
So much power, and yet you waste it on these vermin. You and I can change this world for the better. The only vermin I see here is you. You don't want to give me your power! Oh, God. Fine! I'll just take it! Good idea. This world sure isn't perfect, but it's a lot better without you in it, asshole.
What? They had my man go out like that?
Oh, now I know where that script was in the trash.
Wait. Why did it... Bro, it seemed like Cole just handled, like, pretty much everything that Alex had with, like, the greatest of ease for the most part. What is this?
And to hear someone say awesome sauce.
Both opponents were incredibly versatile and deadly, and both could match each other's powers blow for blow.
They could each create weapons, amplify their strength, and fight at range.
But could Cole survive Alex's infection? Well, Alex would usually need to weaken an opponent to get that trick to work. Even then, the Ray Sphere incident that created Cole's powers in the first place ripped apart everyone else down to the atomic level, and the Beast's attacks were capable of the same thing. Considering the Blacklight virus only works down to molecular DNA, it's reasonable to say Cole would be able to resist it.
Sure, Alex could have potentially consumed Cole's biomass to give himself an edge, but Cole could just do the same thing to Alex, absorbing his bioelectricity to power himself back up.
But nothing could challenge the gap in power. Everything Alex survived could simply not match Cole's force fields, and especially not the power of the Beast. The blast the Beast created actually had a much wider radius than the one the Supreme Hunter could survive. To compete with these foes, this means Cole was simply far more powerful than Alex.
Speaking of the Beast, Cole's ability to disintegrate it at the atomic level meant that even Alex's crazy molecular regeneration couldn't stand up to Cole's might.
Just like how Cole could overpower Kessler despite his resistance to electricity, or how he resisted Sasha's mind control powers, which were
Damn.
eerily similar to the Blacklight virus.
But I bet you're wondering, what if Alex fought evil Cole instead? Well, it'd be even worse, because that Cole took the Beast's power for himself. That's good night for Angry Virus Boy.
Alex was a versatile, deadly opponent, but Cole's counters, speed, and raw power gave him the edge.
Alex got the Cole shoulder, just like this stupid script.
The winner is Cole MacGrath.
Okay. I ain't really too mad about it. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't really too mad about it.
Hey, are you a Death Battle member?
While
We've
I
got a
might have
battle
wanted
going
Alex
on
to
right
win.
now,
I might have wanted Alex to... Gwen versus Adam Eve? Oh, that's not a real death. Okay, never mind. That would have been fire, though. I ain't gonna lie. That would have been fire. Well, I'm not mad that Cole won. It's like, I don't know. I wanted Alex to win for sure. I just like Alex's character a little better. But Cole is still cool. It is what it is, though. You know what? Y'all be easy. Peace.